Hello, Core 3 Beauties. This is Marcos, and this is our week 4 going to week 5 recap briefing video. Want to make this a quick one as we just have a new project to start. But I want to start off by saying that you guys did such an amazing job on Thursday with our print project review, our treat critique. It almost rhymes. And I'm grateful and impressed with all the work you guys did, putting your heart and your minds and your bodies into it, making such beautiful prototypes of designs you created so thoughtfully from collections that you did just the first week of class. Everyone rose to the occasion. We've got 3 more to go, though, that we didn't have time for, which we'll do Tuesday. But I know those are going to be great as well. So I can speak that the whole class is doing amazing. And just grateful for all your good work. And now we are going to go to our next week, our week 5. And the priority is going to be just working on your digital forms project, the part 1, and creating a concept deck. I'll go over that in a second here. And Tuesday, we're going to all get together and review the concepts um, and have a discussion to get you guys on the right track to figure out what you're doing based on the work you do. And video 4 is out there. We didn't have time to discuss it last week. Be ready next week. And video 5 will probably come sometime next week as well. So we might have to do a double discussion. But be ready for that. So project 2, digital forms. We're going to reflect on what you've learned on project 1, taking your publication into a dynamic poster or online website kind of experience or app. And your project 2 may follow the visual system created in project 1, like make it match the look and feel of it. Or if you don't have to do that, if you want to try to recreate it in a different way, same subject matter, different look, that's good too. Focus on translating and iterating on the ideas you've explored. So for sure, utilize the content, utilize the imagery. There's a lot of work you guys put into it. Take it to the next step. And there's going to be time needed to focus on creating a digital format or a platform. So that time is going to be important. So you don't have to spend as much time on the content this time and more time focusing on the design and production. So what are the deliverables? We're going to do a dynamic poster that interprets the content through the lens of movement. We'll talk about that more. Are you going to do that? That's one of them. An online experience, desktop, tablet, mobile, presented either as a clickable high-fidelity prototype or coded, presented as a web page. So for sure, I want a website or app, the equivalent kind of an interactive experience that goes through many layers and has functions and has movement and motion and takes you deep into the subject matter that you've developed. Um, the poster should be a spin-off. Let's say that the poster should be a spin-off of what you make in a more condensed form that could be used to promote it or communicate it. But the mothership is going to be the online experience in a desktop, tablet, mobile, one of those formats that's clickable, that moves, and goes in depth into your subject as your publication did. So the full weight of your publication into a digital format supported by a dynamic poster. So the parameters, your digital translation should include a concept structure, navigation, typography, layout, and grid, and cohesive visual system, all the things that make a good design. The relationship between the digital experience and overall narrative should be clear, and the audience should be defined, and the audience is probably already defined, but think about that more if you need to. So here are the explanations of the 2 formats. Dynamic poster, create a motion-based dynamic poster for social media, television, streaming service, or digital billboard with a defined audience and context. The online experience, create an online experience that includes at least 2 different stories. And this is all based on what you've already got. So don't flip out if you don't have 3 different stories, but it should have the heft of this. The strength of your concept, you can pair text and visuals from different sources into one story, include a clear, consistent navigation, a masthead, a colophon, and at least 2 large features and 3 smaller stories. The form of these elements can be reinterpreted. Again, taking the content of what you've already developed in your print piece into a digital form. Define whether the experience is desktop, tablet, or mobile. The selection of the type of experience should align with the concept. And then I want you to make, in this same way that we've been doing with all our projects, continue to make a presentation, start off with a title slide, introduction statement, outlines the assignment, and then showcase your publication project in a condensed way. present your digital, uh, pre present your proposal for your digital formats for your poster and for your website app slash app. And then from there, show some design inspiration, research mood board showing motion ideas like I showed in class, and create a thumbnail storyboard of your project concept. Again, it can be very preliminary, but structure it out, figure out the architecture, and then dive in and design some preliminary design directions. They can be rough, but get it started, and some sample screens, and then end with a beautiful thank you page. And this is just a quick overview. I'm not going to go over this whole thing, but basically we went over this in our last briefing. These are the pieces. Start off with a intro with a title slide, describe the project, recap your physical form project, showcase it in a photo or in a movie, and maybe show all the layouts like this. That's all you really needed to do. So just to remind us what your project was. And then digital forms section will have a dynamic poster. Overview of what you're going to do, like your plan in words and in sketches. And then the page here on the left, third row down, is your design inspiration, where I want you to showcase different visual effects and different ways dynamic motion can be used with typography, with imagery, with navigation, so that you have some things that you aspire towards and that we can discuss. Also consider your abilities to make these things and what your toolkit has in terms of coding and motion graphics abilities, and also plan to learn something. Like, don't just rely on what you already know. Um, at the minimum, you should be able to create a Figma uh, prototype that can self-navigate, that can be navigated through, and you can create a movie of it. And then the final, not final, but then there's a design layout, preliminary layout of the dynamic poster. So that was the poster, and then the online experience is next. Same thing, sketches, describe it, showcase your inspiration based on research of other website online experiences, and do a layout, and then of course your big beautiful thank you page. Okay, so this is up on Canvas now, first of 3 assignments, and upload it to the class Google Drive, as you've been doing so well. And then don't forget to watch the video 4 and look out for video 5, and be ready to meet on class on Tuesday. And we will have a nice review of that, and also look at the last 3 print projects as well. And I look forward to that. Have a great weekend, and see you guys on Tuesday.